Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to show you every step of the way on how to build this awesome lowrider in your LEGO Fortnite Odyssey worlds. I've been having a ton of fun driving this thing around, and it even has hydraulics. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. We do a ton of LEGO Fortnite build tutorials, and if you do enjoy today's video, do not forget to hit that like button. Thank you all so much for checking out today's video. Let's get right into the build. All right, so for the first step of our build, we're going to head on over to the toy section, and we're going to grab a large car jack and place it down. Now that we have our car jack down, we're going to go over into the floor pieces. I preferably use the first order floors, but if you do not have these, all you need to do is look for something that's granite in an 8x8x1. I don't recommend using wood. It's not as durable. And what we're going to do to start is take the 8x8x1 and we're going to place it right down on top of the car jack, centered up. And we're going to place one off to the left here. And then up towards the front, we're actually going to go to a 6x2x1. We're going to snap this right in the middle, just like that. And then from here, what we're going to do is take an 8x2x1. And we're going to create a little bit of a T shape up towards the front here, just like that. And then we're going to step down to the 4x2x1s. We're going to place it off on the left and right hand side of that T frame that we just put in. Now we're going to go to the opposite end of where we just made that T shape, and we're going to grab the 8x2x1. We're going to go ahead and snap this in on the center of that 8x8x1. We're going to bring it over to the left one nudge, and we're going to place one right next to it. Now that you got your frame like this, we're going to move towards the front, and we're going to take that same 8x2x1. We're going to line it up flush with the front edge of the car and right in the middle, and we're going to nudge this thing back 5 studs. Wrong way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to place one right underneath it. From here, we're going to go to the back of the car, and we're going to take a 4x2x1. And just like we did up front, we're going to go flush with the back edge. And this time, we're going to nudge forward 5 spaces. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to place it down, and just like the last time, we're going to go ahead and put one more directly underneath. Now that you got your frame sorted out, we're going to go ahead and go to our toy section here under controls, and down towards the bottom we have small thrusters. We're going to place one right here on the left and then second one right next to it. We're going to do the same thing on the axle right here towards the front. We're going to put one there and one right next to it. Next in the same menu, we're going to grab the medium steerable wheels, which is in the same menu as where our thrusters were at. And we're going to place these up towards the front where this like T shape of the frame is. And the correct placement for these is we're actually going to place this directly on the side of this axle that we've got there. We want to make sure it's nice and lined up flush with the bottom. And we're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. And then in the back of the car here, we're going to go to the medium powered wheels. Now, again, make sure you're using the correct ones. Again, the steerable up front, and we've got the powered in the back. We're going to bring these on the axle. We want to make sure that they're lined up with the same height as the front ones we just placed down. And the way to check that again is if you come underneath here and you look, you can see that the bottom of this is pretty much kind of lined up with the bottom of that little axle that we built. And we're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. Next, we're going to need our wrench. If you're in Sandbox, you can actually craft one through the codex under equipment right here in gadgets. Or if you're in survival, you need to craft this at your actual crafting bench. You may or may not know about that, so that's why I'm just giving you that information. And we're going to make sure that our direction of our wheels are facing forward. You can see that they're spinning the correct direction on that side, but if we come over here, they are going to be facing the wrong direction. We actually want to change that to be spinning forward, just like this. And then once you have those good to go, we're going to go back to our floor pieces here, and we're going to grab a 16x2x1, and we're going to put one directly between our wheelbase here on both sides. Next, we're going to go to our build menu and filter to the Palm Paradise kit. And once we've got that filtered, we're going to go over to our roof section, and we're actually going to be able to build this in a couple of different colors. Now, if you want to follow the exact tutorial, we're going to be able to do this in both the blue and the yellow. However, this can be accomplished using orange as well with a small tweak to the build. We won't be covering that in today's video. Again, it's just going to be the blue or yellow, specifically because we have these nice rounded edge trim pieces that you're seeing on screen right now that we will be using. However, again, you can do this with orange pieces if you choose to do so. It's just going to take a little bit of some minor adjustments from what we're doing in the tutorial today. So if you want it to look exactly like we had on the thumbnail, we're going to go with either the blue or the yellow here. For today's video, let's do the blue. This is my favorite color. And we're going to take the Breezy Trim 1A, the 2x2x2, and we're going to bring this right next to our wheel there and place one down. Now you want to come to the side and just make sure the bottom of that piece is lined up with the bottom of these gray pieces that we put in. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to snap one in next to it. But then we're going to switch to vertical nudging. Now you can see at the bottom of the screen there, if you're not familiar with this, there is a switch plane option. Now we're going to go ahead and hit the switch plane option, and we're going to nudge this thing up 1-2 spaces. And then we're going to just borrow these here, basically snapping in to the other ones. And we can just bring these on over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Next, we are going to go ahead and grab the same color, but this time we're going to use the 2x8x2 version of it. We're going to snap this in here. We're going to bring it just behind our wheel, and then we're going to snap 2 more in here to get us all the way to the back of the car. And we're going to do the exact same thing over here on the other side. Now we're going to create a stripe that runs from the front of the car all the way to the back on both sides. Now you can use whatever color you choose to use here. Now, if you want to make it look like the one that we have in the thumbnail, we're going to go with either Beachy Boulevard. If you don't have that kit, you're going to need the Supernova Academy for the white thin floor pieces. So let's just go ahead and grab the Beachy Boulevard. And we're going to go over here and we're going to grab a 16x2x1 to start. We're going to place one right here. And then we're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. And then we'll place one more right behind it, which is going to be an 8x2x1. And then another 6x2x1 behind that. So let's go ahead and do an 8x2x1 here and a 6x2x1 here on the other side as well. Now towards the front of the car, we're going to come down towards the bottom of those roof sections for the Palm Paradise pieces. And this time we're going to grab the 2x2x2 Sunny Trim 1B. We're going to place this right on these front bricks here. We want to have the kind of the rounded edge kind of facing towards the back of the car like you're seeing right now. You don't want them turned this way. We want them just like that. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to use the same rounded pieces, and we're going to use a ton of these pretty much to go all the way towards the back. Now, if you want to use less pieces, you can use these. The only drawback to using this piece is you actually have that like kind of gray or silver stripe in there that I don't think looks great. But if you like the way that looks, you can definitely use those and save pieces. But if you're not, we're going to go with these, and we're basically going to just snap these in until we get all the way to the back of the car. And we're going to repeat this on both sides. Now we're actually going to put one more here to create that little bit of a fin hanging off the back, just like that. And we're going to go over here and do the same thing on the other side. So next we're going to filter our builds down to the haunted house build kit, and we're going to come on over to the roof section where we're going to grab the 1x12x1 haunted trim gray, and we're going to place this to where we're lined up with the front of the car, but then we're just going to nudge it back one stud and place it down. And then in the same section of the build menu, we have this 1x2x1 haunted trim gray. We're going to take that and we're going to come around to the side of the car, and we're going to place it just lined up with that blue piece behind it, but then we're going to go switch plane again, and we're going to vertical nudge down 1-2 spaces, and we're going to place it down, and we're going to snap one in right next to it as well. Now you can see the correct placement is to make sure that it's just the top of these pieces are lined up with the top of these gray pieces here that we put down for our frame early in the video. And then once you've got them lined up properly, we're just going to take another set of these, and we're just going to line up the entire front end of the car until we reach the other side. And once we get here, We'll place one more that's hanging off just like that. That's totally fine. That's where we want it. And then we're going to put two more here on the side as well. You might need to switch plane for that vertical nudging to get them lined up properly. But just like we did on the other side, we want two more lined up like that to where they're pretty much meeting up with where the wheel well begins. Then again with the same pieces towards the back, this time we're actually going to line this up to where our first piece is lined up with the bottom of this part that runs all the way across the bottom of the car. And then we're going to take these and we're going to line this up on the outer edge. Same thing like we did with the front. We're just going to wrap these all the way around till we reach the other side. And then once we get here, we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to put one right there. And then in this section, what we're going to do is we're actually going to cover these up in the center here. We're going to go all the way over to the left as far as we can, place them down, and we're going to fill out this gap here, just like that. Now in the front of the car, we're going to go back to the 2x2x2 Sunny Trim 1B pieces, and we're going to set this directly on top of that haunted trim that we put in for our grill. We're going to make sure that the curved part is facing towards the outside edge, and we want to make sure that they're opposite of one another like you're seeing now. And then we're going to fill in the center using these exact same pieces. And then we're going to add 4 more behind these. We're going to snap them in so that we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. And then we're going to fill in the center with the square trim pieces, which is going to be the 2x8x2 Breezy Trim 4A. We're going to snap these right in the middle here. Then for the trunk of the car, we're going to use the same pieces we used for the hood, starting with the 2x2x2 Sunny Trim 1B with the rounded edge of it. We're going to set these up just behind that steel bumper we just put in. We're going to place this down. We're going to go all the way across till we reach the other side. Then we're going to take the 2x8x2 piece and we're going to put this directly behind the rounded ones we just put in. And we're going to put 3 in total. So that would be 1, 2, and then we have a third. And now we're going to go down to the 2x4x2s. And we're going to snap these in right next to those. And then lastly, we're going to go grab the 2x2x2 Breezy Trim 1A. But this time what we're going to do is we're going to snap in and line them up directly with the ones we just placed in. We're going to bring this forward here, and then we're going to vertically nudge this up 1, 2 spaces. And we're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. And then next we're going to take an 8x2x1 thin floor piece. It doesn't matter what color, whatever floats your boat, go for it. We're going to go ahead and use this first order one, and we're going to sandwich that right in between there. And then from here, I'm actually going to go into the Beachy Boulevard, and we're going to grab the 12x2x1, and I'm just going to snap one in just like this, and then another one just slightly hanging off the edge like you're seeing right now. Next for the windshield, we're going to go ahead and go into the Salty Seaport set, and we're going to go over to fences here and grab this 1x8x3 Pirate Plank Fence 3. And we're going to have to where the front end of that part of the fence here is actually angled back towards the back of the car. And what we're going to do with this is place a pressure plate. Now you can get this from over in your toys section here under controls, down here under switches. We're going to place this right on this angle. Now for the alternate version of getting this angle, we're actually going to be using the first order kit. Now if you don't have this, unfortunately, you're just going to have to make your windshield go up and down. What the hell? Bro, what? Huh. Well, that was a pleasant surprise, and I'm pretty sure that confirms that we will be getting some Ninjago content, which is absolutely awesome. Super dope. But anyways, back to the tutorial. Unfortunately, I just tested out the old method of using the first order pieces for the angle, and it did not work any longer. So we're going to scrap that and just stick with using this setup here with the Pirate Plank Fence. If you do not have that, then you'll just be able to use the railing of your choice. For this one, we're actually going to be going with the Beachy Boulevard boulevard railing. So if you don't have the angled pieces, you could actually just bring this on the hood of the car here, right in this corner, and place it down and just create a vertical windshield. But if you do have the piece and you want to get that awesome angle, what we're going to do is we're just going to aim right here at the pressure plate. It is really laggy right now. I don't know what is going on, but anyways, we're just going to place it right here, and we're going to bring this down over to the corner here and bring it towards the side of the car. And then we're going to vertically nudge this down until we make some contact. And we want to get this just a little bit lower than the actual side of the car there. Maybe bring it here. Find the angle that suits best. I like to have this kind of low and tucked right in that corner there. And then from here, you can actually go ahead and get rid of the fence now. And we're just going to snap this piece in here to borrow that angle. And we're just going to bring it on over to the other side, just like that. Next, we're going to grab any 12 by 2 by 1 thin floor piece. In this case, since we're going with all of the white accented pieces, we're using the beachy boulevard, and we're just going to rest this directly on top of those posts that we just put in. Now for the headlights, we're going to go and just grab any corner piece from our wall section here, and we're going to place it right on the corner of our bumper here. Now you want to make sure that you've got clearance. You should have the back of this corner piece lined up directly with the front of the car. And then next what we'll do is we'll go back to using a pressure plate from our toys and controls. We're going to place one right on the back of the corner piece here. And then from here, all you need to do is we're going to aim right at this corner here, the back of the pressure plate. And we're just going to bring this on down till we make contact. And we want these to sit up a little bit, just like that, like right in the middle of these pieces, or you could place them really wherever you want. And then from there, all we need to do is just start aiming at this light that we just put in, and then bring this on over to the other side of the car. This part is a little bit tricky. There we go. Now for our tail lights, we're going to go back into the light section here, and we're going to go down to the wall lights. Now, again, this could be any light that you have that you feel works. It does not have to be these, but I find that these make the best tail lights. This is actually from the Thank the Bus Driver set, the Mechanics Caution Light, and we're just going to place these right on the back of these fins here that are sticking out. And we're going to put them right towards the inside edge, just like that. Again, feel free to use whichever lights you prefer if you do not have these. Now for our hydraulics, we actually need to make some room for these. We're going to remove this 4 by 2 by 1 on both sides here. Now you'll notice there's a little bit of a gap there. If you want to cover that back up, we're just going to rotate these the opposite direction like this. And then we're going to go and grab our small thrusters from the toy section, and we're going to place 4 of these along the front edge here. We'll put 2 on each side of that kind of straight bar running across the center there. We're going to put one here and then another one right here next to it. And then we're going to take our wrench and we're going to actually tune these to channel 4. But we want to make sure that when we tune them, everything is going to have channel 3 turned off. And again, turning these to channel 4. And then once you've got those set, we're going to go to the rear of the car and we're going to get some turning assist thrusters by placing these right here, tucked underneath. If we can get, I think we should be able to get 4 in here. No, we're going to use 2. That should be totally fine. This car is actually rather light, comparatively speaking. So we're going to go ahead and then tune this one on the right-hand side to channel 1 while turning off channel 3. And then we're going to turn this on to channel 2 and turn off channel 3. Now, if you do want to add some more turning power to this, you can find ways of kind of manipulating the car a bit and adding a few more if you choose to do so. Now, here are a couple of detailing things you can do as well before you take this thing off the car jack. You can see I've already taken mine down, but we're going to go to our build menu and we're going to filter on the 742 Evergreen Terrace if you got that unlocked from the Simpson set. And we're going to go on over to this El Bardo art. This makes for a really cool license plate. You can place that right on the front there. And then lastly, for another minor detail, we're going to go back to the haunted house trim that we used previously for the bumpers. This is again in the roof section, and we could take these little 1 by 2 by 1s and we could place them here for the mirrors on our car. So you can go ahead and place these right on the sides just like this. Next, under toys and controls, we're going to use the large driver's seat. You can see where I have this placed right now in the car. You can kind of mess around and place it wherever you please, but just make sure that you can actually get in and out. Sometimes the placement of the seat will not allow you to actually use it. And then you can see here, I just went custom and went with the actual like bench seat that was from the Mos Eisley kit. The unfortunate part of this is it looks great, but it is not functional. You cannot sit in the actual bench seat. So if you do want functional passenger seats, you actually can come on over into the chairs here. under furniture, and there is the matching seats, I think somewhere down here. You could use some of these where passengers can actually sit in them. Now, I always recommend in my tutorials for people, before you take it off the car jack, let's do a test. We're going to turn on channel 4 to make sure that only the hydraulic thrusters are firing off. Now we're going to go ahead and hit channel 3 to make sure that only the forward-facing ones are firing off. And then lastly, we're going to go with channel 1 and channel 2. This is definitely something you want to test out. We're going to go ahead and hit the gas too, and then make sure that only our tires in the front are actually moving and rotating for turning. And if once all of your testing has passed, feel free to go ahead and remove the car jack. If you did not already, again, make sure that you check your tire rotations to make sure that they're all moving in the correct direction. And yeah, let's go ahead and take her for a spin. Spoiler alert. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing for much more LEGO Fortnite content. Also, YouTube thinks you're going to like some of the other videos on screen, so be sure to check those out. Thank you all so much. Haskins is signing off. I will catch you all in the next one.